Okay, now the next one that we're going to do is let's look at the next drawing on your example, and we'll see it's the letter E. Okay, and because it's the letter E, we know that this side and this side are the same, and we know that this and this is the same, and we know that the distances between here and here, here and here, and here and here are the same. So we basically could create this pretty easily. Okay, I'm not going to do exactly these dimensions because that's for you to do, but I will do similar. Okay, so let's start off and let's go ahead and do our line, and let's go ahead and we shall start it here. And because we see we can do it in dimensions, what I am going to do is I'm going to do it, let's do 8 inches. Okay, and look at that line. That line's no good, is it? Okay, we could put our snaps on. Okay, and we can tell it on. As you can see down here, we're going to tell it on. Okay, and so now we're going to go ahead and come over here, and it'll help us do a straight line. Okay, because as you see, it snaps to each one of the little squares. And so it should snap there. And now we're going to tell it 8 inches. Okay, and now over here, we are going to tell it 5 inches. Okay, and then we are going to tell it here, we are going to do, let's go ahead and do 1.5 inches. Okay, and then we're going to zoom all the way down here, and we're going to give it 3 inches. Okay, now we can see this and we can say, you know what, we know that this side's going to be the same as that side. So if we were to come up here, we were to do mirror, we can mirror this piece here. We can come over here and we can tell it MID for midpoint here. And then we can draw it and click enter. And you see we mirrored this to here. So we know this, this, and this is the same as this, this, and this. So now all we need to worry about is what we have in the middle. So let's go ahead and draw the next line, and we will draw it out to here, and we will draw it out to here, and let's draw it out to here, and then we'll draw it to here, and then out to here. Now let's look at it. Now we can see that our E is exactly this side is the same as this one, and we know the length here, here are the same, length here, and here are the same. You say, well, how do we know that? Well, we know that because we can see the grid squares, and we know there's 3 grid squares here and 3 here, and so we know they're the same. Now, here's where it gets interesting. So let's say that you decide you want to dimension this. Remember when we changed the colors of the annotation? We can come over here, and because we changed it to the architecture, the yellow, our dimensions now will be yellow. So we can go here to here and then bring it up, and then we can come over here and we can go to here, we can bring it over here. Then if we want to, we can enter again, and we can do it here. Now here's a pretty cool part. If you wanted to continue the dimension, you could click there, and you could click it to here, then you could click it to here, and you could click it to there, and then to there. Okay, now we messed up right in here, didn't we? We sure did, but we got all of these correct. So we do the letter E, And let's go ahead and do them all over again. So let's say we do the dimensions. We go from here to here, and we stretch it out. Okay, we can zoom in. We can see it's 1.5. So let's say, well, you know what? We would like to continue that, and we want to continue it here. We want to continue it here. We want to continue it here. And we want to continue it here. So now you can see we've continued here, 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 and here. So we know that they've all been continued. Okay? So now we've got our letter E to that point done. Then we look here, we say, well, wait a minute. We haven't identified the distance between here and here. So what are we going to do? Well, what we can do is come over here, we can dimension it again, and we can tell it to dimension from here to here, and we can bring it out to here, and then we can come over here and tell it to extend it to here. And so now what we've done is we've dimensioned it here rather than inside or crossing any lines. And so we know that this dimension here is the same as this, and that this is the same as that. Okay? And then if we were to look and pan up, and we say, well, wait a minute. Do we know what the dimensions from here to here is? Well, all we would have to do is subtract the 2 and the 1 from the 5, and we would know that this is 2. Okay? So there's the letter E.